Welcome back. Welcome back to Basic Banter.
Oh,
You guys,
witches. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
another
whoop.
week. Woo!
Thank you
Love
guys for
it.
coming
Banter.
back. We are
Yeah, hopefully
so
it's a week.
excited. Yes, it's been a week.
Yeah,
It's been a couple weeks. I don't even know. I don't even know where we're at in our recording schedule at all,
it's hard to say.
but this is
But we're having
exciting.
fun. We're having
Exactly.
fun. We get to meet so many amazing people, and we have
Yes.
another amazing person
I
today.
know. Okay. So this
Mhm.
one, she's new to us. She's new, not new to us, but like we've been trying to make this work forever. And finally we can sit down in the same freaking Zoom room. So Emajean Wold with Elixir by Emajean. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
bending and accommodating us to fit. It's been fantastic. So thank you so much for being here today.
Schedules.
It's perfect because we were supposed to come together at the time that we were supposed to. And I
Exactly.
love it because the universe is saying, okay, not yet, not yet, not yet. Now.
Now. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah. So
So I want to kind of quickly say like how I was able to connect with you first
Yeah.
is you were working at the Airdrie market.
Yes.
And I want to say that was about 2 months ago, maybe now that I got to meet you. I can't remember.
That, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
crossed
I went there with my cousins and I had like walked by your booth and I was like, hello. What is
I
all this
definitely felt your
amazing stuff?
energy. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was such a nice visit, such a nice way to get to know you and your product. And my cousins were like, oh my God, we can't wait. So yeah, we all bought some fun things that we still use now. And oh, I love it. So getting you finally on the podcast has just it's been worth waiting for.
I love that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I've been so excited to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, again, it's like finally it comes to fruition, in this right time. But
Yep.
Brittany told me about you, and like obviously we're like fantastic, let's get her on the pod as soon as we can.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what sequence of events it was, but it was like, Jessica, look at the messages, look at them, because what is Emajean doing? She's building this like witch on wheels caravan trailer. I'm like,
Literally,
yes.
the moment you messaged me, I was like,
Esmeralda.
stop. I was like, Jessica is gonna lose her shit. That's
I've
exactly
been
what she meant to
talking
do.
about that. I'm like, I've been trying to like, cause here I finally found like a private space in like Killarney where I am, and like, I'm trying to find something that like works for me, is makes sense
Yep.
to have. I'm like, I just need to have like a witch on wheels. Like, I just need to like be that girl who brings
I
around an old
am
horse trailer.
so stoked for this. It's been coming for some time. I was at a market and a lady had her little travel trailer all decked out, and she didn't do what I did, but she had other stuff. She was into crafts and stuff, and she had it all kind of modernized in there.
Yeah.
And then she looked at me and she saw that all our tables and everything that we had outside, and she says, you need this, because I go through some pretty terrible weather. I have
Oh, I can imagine.
gets rained on, and then all my labels are damaged, and I spend so much money. Anybody who does anything that has to do with labels, they know that labels are so expensive.
Yeah.
So you have to repackage everything, whether it's sun. I have very sensitive stuff with the products that I make, my face line and my essential oils and my synergies and my other products. They get ruined in the sun, and then the wind, well, it starts knocking down my products, and it knocked down like my pendulums and broke, and then I have crystals and stuff. So when this lady says, yeah, you need to do this, I said to my husband, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming, and it's telling me, and we will have it by next year.
That's
and
so
then
wonderful.
All of a sudden, this lady had Esmeralda advertised on Kijiji, and it's like, that's mine. So we went, and the lady had somebody else who wanted it, but she didn't show up yet. And then when she saw me and she knew what I did, she says, oh yeah, this one's yours. So we brought her home, and then I have all these ideas, and just everything came to fruition for her. It was like so amazing. And then the name Esmeralda, come on, that's a bewitched thing. And it's like,
you just can't. Exactly. I'm like, I'm sorry, that was written in the stars for you.
It is. So
oh my.
We gutted her. Well, she was mostly gutted. All she had in there was like a bed and some, drapes, and they had not shiplap, but it was I forget what it's called, cedar up on the ceiling and stuff. And wasn't done to what I wanted. So we took all that down, and then we started working on the outside. My husband did it all, sealed it all with the white paint. And then I said, no, she's got to be all black.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I don't know if you saw my Witchy's Triple Moon Goddess spell box.
I
with the
did,
purple
yeah, the
and
purple.
everything. So we covered all the windows because I didn't want anybody to, happen
Yeah.
to break in through windows with everything that I would have in there, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
and it worked out perfect because I said to my husband, all the windows are going to be drawers like in a spell box everywhere.
Yeah.
So all the drawers are going to be different colors, purple with the stripes and purple with different colors. And so, yeah, so that's now I've half painted her and still waiting for a little bit better weather so that my paint won't get ruined. And then
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm going to work
Wow.
on the inside during the winter time. I've got all the cabinets that go in there. So it's
Oh,
just
that's gonna be so cool.
put everything in there, make sure everything is secure. And then, yeah, so it's going to be ready and up and going. There's so many people who are waiting just to be able
Yeah.
to step into it come spring.
Exactly.
So
It sounds like
Very
such a beautiful baby you're brewing. I definitely think
Right?
so. Like
Yeah,
fantastic. What
yeah.
an opportunity. Yeah. So I'm really excited. Anyways, I was like, as soon as Brittany said that to me, I was like, we need to talk now. And then even like since then, because I've been like trying to do some stuff over here. Like I sell tarot cards and I have my spell candles that I do. And I want to bring in like, or start like a cleansing spray or like a clearing spray. Cause there's really
Absolutely.
there's no shop like it in my town. I'm like, okay, well, it needs like there's people who need
Oh my
this and like
goodness.
I can fill the market, right? But I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do? And then I was like,
Absolutely.
oh my God, we're having on the podcast. Like I am gonna like take some notes or whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Oh, you're in my dream world. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. So when
yeah.
I do, I'm coming to see you, girl.
Please do. I
I'm
think
coming to see you shop.
yes. Oh, there you go. Whatever it looks like. Right now it's a shelf or two. Actually, it's like two shelves. But it works, But yeah, no,
It'll
so
be magical.
yeah, it is. Honestly, it is. And that goes for everybody who's listening. If you want to come to Ireland, you just tell me and I'll like help you out. Love to see
That's
you.
what I say to everybody that I know. I'm just like, if you're gonna be there, I'm gonna give you my sister's number.
Exactly. I'd love to meet
Contact
up.
me, go there.
Absolutely. I got all the places you should go. But anyways, so now we kind of like dabbled. I guess we kind of totally jumped over what you do. So Elixir by Emajean.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit. What is this? I also love the word elixir. I think it is like an underrated, fantastic word.
Yeah,
And
elixirs with a Z. I have to be so quirky that
Yes.
Elixir is like a word like beluga, where you're just like, oh, it feels so good to say.
It does, doesn't it? And I didn't know what to name it. I didn't know what to name my business. And I just thought, well, okay, I'm creating a whole bunch of things. It's a whole wellness for me. It's a whole wellness. Back in, oh my gosh, well, to go back, I guess I've been sick my whole adult life. I've got Crohn's, and then I developed lupus, and I'm the 3% who can't be treated. So I was always sick, always having surgery to remove my intestine. And basically my gastro said I made his pension, that it was just ridiculous. I was sick all the time. So back, my business started in January, I think January 15 of 2015.
Wow.
I started getting myself just, I eliminated a lot of things in my house and just wanted to go all natural. And then I started doing my own products. And then people were like, well, I want some. And so that's when Elixirs by Emajean was born. And it's like, well, I guess, and people were after me for a long time, do markets. It's like, oh, I was so intimidated. When you first start something, you've got a passion for it, but the unknown, you get intimidated and you're like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? What if people don't like me? And what if I don't do well? And you have to laugh, because when I go back, and because I do also jewelry, I work with vintage flatware, like I make my rings out of vintage flatware, and I have all sorts of stuff. And when I look back at the jewelry that I made, the costume jewelry and stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, girl, you've come such a long way. How could I have ever thought of even selling that? You evolve, right? You learn, you evolve, and I'm always learning.
Somewhere.
So then it became, then I started becoming keto adapted. So that was another thing that came into my life, of the whole wellness thing. we, being very sick as I was, I never knew what it was like to be not sick. Out of the 20, I guess now it's 29 years that I've had Crohn's. I've been keto adapted since 2016.
Okay.
I know 2017, my apology. So before that, I was only in remission twice for 6 months. That was it. So
Wow.
I've been sick my whole life, my whole adult life. And I've had 3 major surgeries, and it was just sick, sick, sick all the time. So
Wow.
when I started doing more research and stuff like that, I realized, hey, I can cure myself. And
Wow.
I did. I don't see no doctors. I've never been healthier in my life. I don't take no medication, and I heal myself from the inside out. And that was this whole wellness where everything went further. Crystals fell into my lap. It was the universe telling me, you have to sell these. You have to make things like these. You have to make more products that are
Yeah.
more healthier and more natural alternatives. And so it's become bigger than me. Sometimes it's hard to catch up because it's
Yeah.
just me. But on the path that I'm going to be at next year, I think things are going to change even more dramatic for me because I want a store.
Yeah.
Esmeralda is my
Oh,
outside store when I do my markets, but I
Yeah.
want an inside store.
I love
Yeah.
that. You may
So
expand at that point so someone can have
yeah,
the store, work the store for you, and then you can travel around with Esmeralda.
Exactly. Yeah.
yes. Well, my daughter-in-law is already wanting to come on board.
Oh,
She's done
fabulous.
markets with me, and she's done stuff. Actually, she was over making her spell box.
Ooh, very
And
good. Yeah.
stuff, and she's made wands with me and stuff. So she's totally into what I do. So it's
Oh, cool.
amazing. My granddaughters love it. They've helped me out and done markets with me and stuff. So yeah, who
Yeah.
knows what the future is going to bring for me, but I know it's going to be
Seriously.
just beautiful,
Yeah,
That
it
is gonna be
sounds
so
great.
amazing.
So,
right?
yeah, so I guess when you're, say, 2015, you hit that point where like I got to start trying this and researching on my own. Was there anything before this that like you did, oh, I always kind of made my own salve, or I always, did this, that, or the other thing prior to any of this, or was it just a whole
Um,
awakening?
See, it's very different. Like I've always been kind of try to do things as healthy as possible. I can't say that I was healthy because I wouldn't have had Crohn's. I wouldn't have, did all these things. And I mean, that could be a whole different podcast, totally there for the
Yeah.
keto lifestyle, because it totally is a huge eye opener. You don't
Yeah.
realize the stuff that you come across that we put into our body, or that, we have no clue the
Yeah.
bad estrogens we do to ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to say I wish somebody taught me all this before somebody did all this. But I did find out that I had a medicine woman ancestor.
Oh wow.
There's
I
always
know.
something in there.
So stoked to hear that. So yes, I think when I got into my right frame of mind, the universe said, okay, you know what? Now this is time. I have like over 200 herbs. I macerate
Yeah.
my own herbs. I make my own tinctures, extracts. I make
Yeah.
my own oils, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So I think it was the universe telling me, this is what you're meant to do. I didn't know why or what, and just did research and books and everything. And it just fell into my lap, and it felt natural. And I think because I walked this earth for so long with blinders, or
Yeah.
my eyes just so focused on one way, that I didn't see the potential of
Yeah.
what life could be for me. And until I healed myself again, became keto adapted. So where I didn't have the brain fog, I didn't have
Yeah.
the sickness all the time, I didn't have the tiredness, I didn't have the walls that were in front of me all the time. So when that
Yeah.
veil was lifted,
Yeah.
a lot of creativity came around, and a lot of things fell into place. And
Yeah.
it was like, you're meant to do this. You're meant to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been an amazing experience. I can't even explain it.
Oh,
And I meet so many amazing people. I mean, Britt, come on. And now just
It was just, it was absolute fate. I remember when I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing. Like, how long have you done this? And you're like, oh, only 7 years. And I was like, 7 years is a
7
long
years. That's a
time.
long time.
You were saying as if you were a newbie at this. I was like, what?
I feel that it's not been that long. I wish
Yeah.
it was, I wish I could say 30 years because that's
Yeah.
what that's how I feel. But
Yeah.
But
yeah.
in your genes, you have been
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
many lifetimes.
my ancestor, the medicine woman, and that's in the 1600s.
Oh
But
my gosh.
yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit more
Yeah.
research. Like I'm on Ancestry, and I've actually went back to like the 1400s and stuff like that. But
Oh my gosh.
cool. How cool is that to know
I
that? Because I
love it.
asked my
Yes.
mom, is there anybody in the family that was a witch, or anything like that? And although my mom isn't too keen about that word, but
Yeah.
then she said, well, there is an ancestor who was a medicine woman, and it's just like,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
That's
It's
exactly
it.
you can call it anything you want, whether you call it a witch or healer or
Yeah.
somebody who's into all natural. It doesn't matter. What you do is basically good intentions to heal yourself and
Yeah.
and to have natural products and show other people, this is better for you, an alternative. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now you said the word was, sorry, paleo adapted. Is that what you said?
Keto adapted.
Keto adapted. What is
Yep.
that? Because keto I know is like a specific diet, obviously, but can you elaborate
So-
more? Only because I'm not sure of it.
So basically, keto adapted means that I run on ketones and not sugar. Keto adapted, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. So basically, I don't do any sugar, any gluten, any how do you call it? Any grains, any
Okay.
beans, lentils, anything like that. I don't do any flour, so gluten, obviously. I don't do vegetable oils, nothing like that. So all those, I mean, I can go on and on. They go rancid. They're not as great. Like a lot of people, as an example, we do olive oil, but I don't cook with it. I just put it on salads or do whatever,
Yeah.
or I make my oils with it. But olive oil goes rancid so quick. So to heat it up, you're not supposed to heat it up.
Fair
So, yeah, so a lot of people think, okay, what is keto? Keto is, are you just a vegetarian? And it's like, oh no, we're not a vegetarian. We eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
But we try to keep to 30 grams and under of carbs. Now the average person goes 500 and up carbs a day. And that's when everything starts, you start getting ailments and diseases and sickness and inflammation, and cancer feeds on sugars like glucose, so people don't realize in a banana there's 27 grams in a banana.
That's crazy.
Well, you'd never guess with a banana being such a high amount of carbs, right? Or you're like, or sugars, really.
Yep.
You're like, what?
Well, it's a high in carbs, and then it
it.
turns into sugars, right? It turns into glucose. So people think also, well, okay, I take honey. Honey is natural. Yes, honey is natural, but it's got a high carb content. So it turns into fructose. So, and the body, when most people can tolerate 20 to 30 grams of carbs a day before they start getting into that warning of, hey, you're going to start inflammation, you're going to start getting sick again, you're going to start, gaining the weight, which goes with everything else, right? As soon as you start gaining the weight, well, then that starts becoming unhealthy.
Interesting.
So,
yeah. I've heard of keto, obviously, but I've never like explored it. It doesn't.
Well, a lot of people
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize also everybody knows diabetes, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So Alzheimer's is diabetes 3. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Alzheimer's?
And I have Alzheimer's is diabetes 3.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I have both grandfathers. They've been gone a long time ago. They both had Alzheimer's. So Alzheimer's is hereditary if you let it, correct?
Yeah.
So when you take care of yourself, of course, diabetes has to do with sugar and the way your lifestyle is. So a lot of people can self-heal themselves. They really can. And I know there's this big thing right now that they're trying not to let people heal themselves. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's an amazing thing when you do heal yourself, because you sure
Yeah.
feel powerful and you sure feel in control.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it's true.
So, I guess so now, like going back to 2015, 2016, 2017, you know, when you're in control of your own body and your autonomy, you're able
Yep.
to produce this product. Now I imagine, like, what were some of the first products that you started with, like that you, I guess, sold? Let's go with sold.
So exciting, because my very first product I actually made was my Serenity Mood Oil, which is a very big seller today.
Oh, very good.
And my Serenity Mood Oil is just an oil that you would put on like your pulse points, so your neck and your wrists. So it's almost like a very soft perfume, and it contains clary sage, which is very much a woman's herb, but it's also known as euphoric calming. So anytime, 99.9% of the time when people come to my table, when they smell it, they're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And they buy it. It's just immediate. So you put that in your purse, and it helps with anxiety, depression, stress, like all the things that we go through, not only as women, but we go through a lot of that during our life, right? During every day. So that was one of the first things I created. And then I started blending my synergies, my essential oils. So a synergy is essential oils, more than two together to make a synergistic blend. So if I'm wanting to work on calming, if I'm wanting to work on a mood and depression and a few other things. So you make a synergy. And my very first synergy was my Aura Kai. And that has patchouli in there, which is, a lot of people love patchouli. It brings them back, you know? And it's like, oh, I love that. And then my biggest seller right now is my chai tea.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, that one's always going on at markets, and I sell a lot of that one too. So just things start from there. And then, you know, I started making stuff for my face and all natural. And I think for my face was my Refresh Skin Toner, and then just started going from there. My face serum was my first thing, my apology. So my Heavenly Half face serum, I remember that now, my face serum and my eye serum, and then just started booming from there. So now I've got like a tattoo line, I've got a face line, I've got a hair line, a pet line.
Oh my gosh.
Look at you, all the expansions.
And in 7 years.
But you know what? People keep asking me, well, do you have this? No, but they can custom order it. So I make it. And then that's in my product. But then I end up getting too big where there's not enough table or spaces for me to rent. I've been lugging all this product. So I ended up this year, it was like, okay, when the crystals and all the smudges and all the cauldrons and loose herbs and everything else came into play, it was like, okay, I need to make the room for everything and have a spot, a table for my products, but not get too big with everything. So I took my best sellers and I said, okay, this is what I'm carrying with me. This is what I'm selling, and this is what I will stick to. So I did a lot of modifying and weeding, and it's like, okay, let's take what's really important and have that. If people a product, which I do, whether it's my jewelry or a synergy or a product or whatever, I do customize, which is really great. People come to my table and they say, oh, I love this bracelet, but it's not in my size. Well, you know what? Lucky for you that I have my little bag of goodies that I can make it fit for you. So
amazing.
And it's awesome because people take that as I personalize it for them.
Yeah. It's
So,
it's for them. It's to fit to size. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. That's such an amazing like opportunity to do that, create something from nothing, and like, right. And really, I mean, obviously with things like this, your full intention is in it, right? So they're buying pieces of you essentially, right? Like it's like,
and that's the neatest thing, be a product of mine on somebody, or people give me reviews and tell me, oh my gosh, this is the most incredible thing. I now sleep, or I don't feel the pain, or my hormones are gone, or you know, my mood is gone, or whatever. And the next thing with my Serenity Mood Oil is my Triple Moon Goddess hormone cream that has
Yeah.
helped so many women. And it's like, oh, what a blessing. I love
Yeah.
that. I faithful in using it myself. And
Yeah.
yeah, when you see stuff of yours, and it's still hard to believe for me. It's still like, I mean,
Yeah.
I love what I do, and I'm always very thankful and blessed. I had a lady put in an order. She wanted a spell box like the Triple
Yeah.
Moon Goddess witchy one. Excuse
Yeah.
me. And I said, well, absolutely, I can replicate something similar. I can't make the exact same one, but I can. And she fell in love with it, and I shipped it out, and she wanted another one right away. So I made another one, and she chose her theme kind of thing. She told me what she wanted, and she chose her kind of spirit animal. And so I ran with that and just shipped that out today again too. So
Amazing.
There you
it's,
go.
I love doing things like that, whether it's a wand, whether it's a spell box, or
Yeah.
I love that.
So,
People are very
could I ask,
thankful.
what is a spell box? Like, what does that mean?
So a spell box, I'll take a theme. So whether it's a raven. So actually, a raven for me is my spirit animal. So I
Okay.
love a raven. So I've taken the raven spell box and took what it means to have that spirit animal, put it on the inside of the lid, and then filled it up with smudges, candles. Some spell boxes, I put tarot cards in there for the beginner
Yeah.
that wants to do that. I put what else do I put in there? I always put a pendulum in there. So now I've got a raven pendulum
Oh,
with a
cool.
raven pendulum board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put, I'm trying to think what I put in there. There was a raven crystal about that big
Oh, yeah.
that I put in there. So it goes with the theme of what that person chose. And I try to make everything so that even if it's a beginner, they can.
Yeah.
So all my spell boxes are kind of beginners. I throw everything in there, a whole bunch of
Yeah.
crystals that have to do with
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, you're like set up when you have one of these spell
I know.
boxes. That's so
That's
cool.
such a good idea.
And then every spell box, I have a deck of tarot cards that I chose specifically for my spell boxes. And I meditate, and then I start shuffling, and there's always a card that falls out, and that's for that spell box.
Yeah.
Nice.
I put it in there, and same with the witches runes that are in there,
Yeah.
element runes, some of them. Yeah, just specifically put it in there, and it's like like one of my customers says, it's like Christmas. You go in, you
Yeah.
everything else. There's mini cauldrons in there, or a shell, or yeah,
Well, it's just all specific to that person, or well, goodness, yeah, basically to that person, where you're like, this all needs to go into there.
I love that.
So I've
Again,
actually decided, because I've had a lot of younger, well, maybe a little under the teenage, just,
yeah.
8, 9, 10, somewhere around there, and
Yeah.
young teenage girls and boys love my spell boxes. So
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of making teen spell
So
boxes.
fun.
So
Yes.
they have things, they can't burn anything, but they can have their spray in there.
Yeah.
They can have everything that, they'll have their crystals, their pendulums, stuff like that they can use. I made my spell boxes for my granddaughters last year for Christmas.
Yeah.
And my youngest one, I put a battery operated tea light.
Oh,
Oh,
fun. Yes. Perfect. Perfect.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
So they can, and I mean, it's going to be
So
like
creative.
half of the cost, but
Yeah.
it'll be tailored towards the younger crowd, right?
That's such
Oh,
a
I
good
love
idea.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
We always talk about, like, if we had only known stuff, like, sorry, obviously you could, as we talked earlier, I'm like, oh, I always get a cold when I talk. I'm like, oh, now I've got my stuffy nose. So I'm sorry about that.
You seem fabulous, darling.
Thank you. Like, if we had only been able to, like, learn this stuff like sooner, you know what I mean? Like, oh God, I would have loved to, like, had this. Obviously it came at the right time. It's, the supposed time.
So let me ask you something. When you were younger, you ladies,
Yeah.
what did you watch witchy, magical on your television?
All those things. You mentioned
Everything.
Bewitched. We watched Bewitched with my mom all the time. We
Yeah,
loved
we also
Bewitched.
watched The Green and the Teenage Witch.
I Dream of Jeannie,
Yeah,
all those
I
things.
Dream of
Like,
Jeannie.
grew
I
up
Dream of Jeannie. Oh my God. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
So it's
We
been
Are you
in you.
afraid?
It's always been in you. You
Yeah.
just needed the right opportunity. And it's
Yeah.
so amazing that you guys have each other
Yeah.
to do it with. And you're coming to fruition with it.
Yeah.
And, some of us who maybe have had it in us and we didn't realize, like, I mean, I've had a lot of things that either I dreamed of
Yeah.
came true, or feelings that I've just
Yeah.
known and come true. I've said something not long after that, it's happened. It's always been in me. It's
Yeah.
always been there. I've just never had that right opportunity to bloom or explore or have it for, what's that word? It's not, just come to light,
Yeah.
to be able to explore who I really am.
Yeah.
And with all of it coming out, I mean, just like you guys,
Yeah.
we can wish all we want, that we wish we did
Yeah.
this sooner. We had it in us.
Yeah.
Right.
We just didn't know, we didn't have the right tools at the time or the right mindset to
Exactly.
be able to let
Yeah.
it
We were
flourish.
doing other things that were still on that path, but we just, it wasn't
Exactly.
exactly what we're doing now.
It
Yep.
wasn't
And I was-
supposed to be. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a priority yet. So
And I was too busy being a single mom with 3 boys and raising
There you
them.
go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just so busy. I was that type of mom. I made all my baby food and
Nice.
all that out, and
You're
bath them
busy.
and change them, and they were all clean. And I
Yeah.
was very OCD and cleaned it.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. And then, as I got older, my kids been gone a long time ago. My oldest one is 36. So yeah, a long time ago. And
Nice.
just given that opportunity to be able to say, hey,
Yeah.
this is me. This is so cool to be able to realize that a little
Yeah.
later in life. Hey, it's perfect.
I'm so glad that you did when you did. You were supposed to,
Yeah.
right? You're on the right path. You're on
Absolutely.
your path. That's the best part about it, right?
Exactly. Yes.
With your boys as well, do you find that any of them growing, like watching them grow up, or even now, that they have certain gifts that they've either tapped into, or that they have it, but they haven't really tapped into yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, my middle son has always been very creative with his hands. So he plays music. Doesn't so much sing. I mean, that's all my boys love music, and they all try to sing because mom sings and
Yeah.
stuff. But they're my middle one was making. He's actually been featured in a magazine. He makes fly fishing flies. I guess they're ties or whatever they're called.
Like baits, like those types of hook bait,
like a bait. I guess you can
It's
call
little-
them.
I don't know.
The flittery
I
bits,
know, right?
The floppy thingies.
the wormy bits. There's the hook, and then there's the little like.
But they're not worms. They're actually they've got the feathers on them and stuff like
Yeah.
that too.
Oh,
They're
nice.
called
Bobble?
Yeah. So yeah,
Cool.
he's been creative that way. My youngest child is very much like me, where maybe the OCD and organized and kind of clean and stuff like that. But I think the boys bloom later. I think it's only going
Yeah.
to happen later on in their life, where they're going to find where their niche really is, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, I found out later in my life. I mean, I was too busy being that mom and dad to
Yeah.
take care and whatnot. And then when I finally sat down and went, okay, what do I want to be when I grow up? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah,
It's
all my
so-
boys are, I mean, they do their thing and stuff like that, but there's no things that define them yet.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But it will.
It sounds
Okay.
like that they have found, one woman that we know of, your one daughter-in-law, that helps you around, but like
Yep.
they've been able to see the magic in others, you know what I mean? And that's
Yes.
fantastic that they can, accept it. You know what I mean? It's not because obviously this can be scary for some people who don't get it, or maybe won't
Absolutely.
get it ever, but just don't understand it because it's a whole other realm of like, what the fuck? So it's nice to see that like they're welcoming and understanding of everybody, obviously their mother and of people, that they love outside of that. So it's really cool.
My middle son, he's very much into crystals too, and they've done their crystals and stuff. And whenever they come over, they're always, whether it's in my office or out in the living room on my mantle, always touching all the crystals and my altar there. And it's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to touch my altar. But
Get away from my altar.
he's touching everything. Or they come into the office, and you have to laugh because they,
Yeah.
oh, what do you got new? And whether it's a product or crystals or like just right into it. So
I love
just
that.
doing. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You've
Well,
got the
that's,
familiar support anyways.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Sweet.
sorry. Yeah.
Wow, there's so much I could ask you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask now, I'm so sorry about my cold here. In terms of where you see yourself going, so now our hopes is to have a shop next year. You're gonna be your little, do you mind if I call you a witch on wheels? I don't know, is that offensive to you? Or
No, not offensive at all.
I feel like witch is a term of endearment and like admiration
A
in
lot of
our
people
world. I'm
define
like,
it very differently, and I don't get offended. I've been asked so many times, "Are you a witch? Are you a witch?" I mean, I don't call myself a witch kind
Yeah.
of thing, but it's to me, it's not offensive. It's
Oh.
a compliment, honestly. If people
Magic
see
woman
What would you call yourself? Would you call yourself a mystic? Would you
or
call
a
yourself
medicine woman.
That's a good question. I've never thought of it that way. I've had so many people ask me if I was a witch, but it's kind of, I feel so many, I feel like I wear so many hats. So I
Yeah.
don't know which one to call me. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's fair.
totally.
I'm sure it'll come to you if you like ask
I
your
know,
guys,
right?
what is my title?
Well, I
Exactly.
love healing. I love the healer part because
Yeah.
again, I macerate my own oils and I incorporate that into, so most of all my products are about 90% my own oils.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I take my herbs and I macerate them and I make my oils, and it's just, I feel very healing, whether it's,
Yeah.
showing people, okay, here, this product is going to help you sleep. This product is going to help you with pain, or,
Yeah.
anything like that. So
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
phenomenal.
I like it all. I
Yeah,
want hats.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. We'll just call you Emajean for now.
Yeah. That's my title,
That's my
Emajean.
title, Emajean. Elixir by Emajean. Yeah. Oh, that's
Well,
so
I
cool.
love it.
Honestly,
There's so much that you're gonna bring to this world. Just so
yeah,
much.
Thank
I
you.
know. And now I'm like, how can we like ship you to Ireland?
Or you'll
But
just have to come back, Jessica, and then we'll go
I
visit
know.
her.
I think we'll have to. I will be coming back next year for a stint, so or a couple of weeks anyways. So, but do
Definitely
you,
have to go.
since you've got all this knowledge, would you ever teach like a course?
Oh
I've
yeah.
had people ask me. It has come to mind. I just have to get all my ducks in a row, because right now my husband's been pushing me for quite some time. It should have been done last year to write my cookbook for my
Yeah.
Hustle Keto, my wellness book.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That will be done before the end of this year.
Nice.
So with that being done, once I get that done, then if people are interested in whether it's this side, or that side of whatever I do, if somebody is wanting to have information or wanting to know how to make, or who was just saying, oh, my husband was saying, you should teach a course on how to make, you know how people get together, they do a paint night, they can make their own spell box.
Yes. Yes.
Spell
Right?
box too.
Well,
Yeah, I love that.
yes,
Literally
we're
all of that.
interested. We are
Yeah.
interested.
We could even do a
Especially if you
Zoom.
make it virtual.
Yes. You tell me what to get, and I'll be like, yeah, girl. Like I am
Yeah.
so in. There's no
Would be so
walls that
cool.
exactly. We could make it wherever we need to do it, and I'm so in. I think you've tapped into a knowledge that I only wish I could bring to. Like I was saying, I'm like, I'd love to do, sprays and this, and I'm like, I just don't even know where to start, and it's like, so I've
It's
done
so
some
easy.
research, but so it's easy for you, but like I said, like you found a really natural environment to thrive in. Do you know what I mean? So this is your comfort zone, this is your passion, and I could see that in the products that you have. So, and
Well,
the way
Jax,
you
you and
talk
I
about
will
it,
talk after.
please,
I will help you out.
please.
I will help you out, Chica. No worries.
Yes.
Yay. Oh my God, I love that.
I knew I'd like you. I knew I'd like you. I knew that from
That's what I was like. You just have to meet her.
exactly. She's like, lock hands, touch hands. Like, oh.
I will hook you up. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh
Wonderful. Well, ladies, shall we move into our card pull session?
Let's
Yes.
do it. We could
Okay.
talk your ear off forever, which means that we just need to have you for a part 2 one day.
Seriously, yeah, whenever.
Right? I would love that.
Yeah, whenever you want to come back. That's absolutely great.
Awesome.
So, who wants to go first? How we feel?
You guys go first. I love it.
Back to you, Kristen.
Go for it, Britt.
Anybody who's ready.
Alright. So today I'm pulling from a deck I haven't pulled from for a little while, the Rose Oracle.
Ooh, by Rebecca Campbell. I love her stuff.
So
Yes.
haven't picked from that one for a little bit. That was really a nice day for that. Whatever the collective needs to hear at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the silence, guys.
No, yeah, sorry. Like we're all trying to concentrate on the message. You're like, oh, okay. Card fell out. Oh, 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 wow, that's a really powerful message. Holy cow. I need to make sure I'm going to go through all this correctly. Holy
That's
mackerel.
totally fine. Cards flying everywhere.
Okay. So this one is release the petals. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change.
I love
So
that.
there comes
Nice.
a point where you can't go back. In a seemingly fleeting moment, the road that has led us here is suddenly impossible to access. There's a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You are different now. The world is different now. What's been
Yeah.
seen can't be unseen. There's no
Love it.
going back. Something new beckons you forth. So
Yeah.
this card is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen, and shedding. You will be shedding various parts, like a. Gosh, hold on, let me see. As like a leaf and a flower, fruit or
Yep.
seed, like how they go through different parts of like shedding what was into getting
Yeah.
something to the next step.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the rose hip knows, the phoenix does too, and that we need to surrender what was to the earth so that way to one day be transformed anew.
Yeah.
We can grasp
Absolutely.
these petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually will discover that change is coming. Change is near and change is already here.
Yeah.
While what once was no longer and what soon will be is not yet. It's time to release your petals to the wind with a wild abandon for the chance to begin again, to offer what
Yeah.
was once to the wind and let it, sorry, to offer what once was to the wind and let it nourish the seeds within. It's time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rose hip would not have come to be. When we gather the courage to release what was, we're greeted by the fruits of the future. So I like that. Like that's a
Amen.
big message. Holy shit.
Love it. I think we're going to have fantastic messages.
Yeah,
so.
so
Will you
appropriate.
Jess?
Already, because we like talked about like how I wish I would have been able to do this earlier, and it's like I can't go back in that path. It's already passed, right? And when you held up the card, I got like the sensation of like a snake shedding its lair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a snake, they shed many layers over their life as well, right? So it's
Yeah.
like
You have to
change is
constantly
always,
evolve.
yeah, we are constantly changing. So I think that's really cool. It's
Yes.
like scales.
Evolving, you have to evolve. You can't go
Yep.
back. You have to move forward, whether it's a mistake, whether it's something that you cross and you go, well, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but you still have to move forward into what you're doing.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
grow
that's
through what
what
you
we're
go
doing.
through, right, Brittany?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Growth is important.
Yeah. Emajean, did you
Growing.
want to go next?
Sure, if you'd
Yeah,
like.
go girl. Yeah, go for it, girl.
Okay, so I've got my, nope, let me see if I got it. Can you see it?
Yeah, the
Ooh,
Psychic Tarot, and that's by
Yes.
John Holland. Very cool.
Yes. You
Nice.
can see it.
Oh,
Perfect. Good
a
stuff.
65. Okay.
Love this. This is a fairly new deck for me, so I'm loving it. So
Ooh.
let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Triumph
that.
success.
I like how that is like breaking
Hard.
through the ground, being like,
Right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Almost like a Sailor Moon thing, or we're
Yes.
gonna do it. Okay. So the,
Love Sailor Moon.
the first of the mental card signifies that new beginnings and exciting challenges may be before you. By utilizing your strength, willpower, determination, and focus, there's the potential for you to reign triumph in many areas of your life. I think this goes for all of us here.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Emotional terror, this card represents the Ace of Swords. And since a sword is a double edge, it can cut through all the barriers and hold you back. And it's done collectively and with precision. Remember that there's another side to the blade. If you're rash or you use it in a destructive way, it could be harmful to yourself and others. Always pause and think before you act.
Yeah.
This card is a reminder to vanquish negative thoughts from your mind, strengthen and tap into your mental powers. Use clarity with control in order to initiate new ways of thinking, which is true. My motto is you start with a negative, you will end with a negative.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
if you start with a positive,
Yeah.
you will always end with a positive. If you surround yourself with positive people, you've got that great energy. But when
Yeah.
somebody is negative around you and they suck that energy from you, that's all you're concentrated on is that negative energy that now has consumed you.
Exactly.
Start with a positive, you'll end with a positive.
Exactly.
Oh,
Where your
I love
thoughts
that.
go, your energy flows.
Success.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is one of those like, oh,
I love that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Me too.
card.
Love it. Thank you.
Alrighty. And then I'm doing, yes, my animal spirit deck by Kim Kranz. This is like one of my
Love it.
my
I keep
favorites.
thinking of an animal that you're gonna pull.
Yeah. Were we thinking the same one? Probably.
Well, let's say what we think you're gonna pull, and then we'll see what you actually pull. So
Okay.
so on the end of three, so we're gonna both say three, and then we're gonna say
Okay.
what we think. Okay.
Okay.
So
Ready?
1,
Me
2,
too.
3.
Raven.
Raven.
Oh, we got Raven. I was thinking
I was going to say
Raven.
Raven, and I thought just because I'm constantly always using Raven, Raven
Yeah,
would have been my
we'll
first one.
see.
Then I thought,
What did you say? I didn't hear what you had said.
Said rabbit.
Me?
Oh, she said rabbit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we'll
said
find
rabbit.
out. We'll see what's
I
coming
went from
in.
Raven to rabbit.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, where do I go from here?
Okay, so
I
collective
figured 'cause
reading.
it's like your spirit animal. I'm like, I wonder if a raven's gonna come in hot today.
I don't even know if I have a raven in this deck, honestly.
We don't know half the animals that you have in your deck.
Yeah. I really, every time I pull, I'm like, I don't know fucking know what I'm getting.
You're just like, what is this? Or you end up getting the worm where you're like, shit.
Fucking worms. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I spoke about scales earlier. So I got the sea serpent as well as the fish.
Okay.
So
None of us were right.
but I mean, like, also it's totally appropriate though. So the sea serpent is, yeah, it's healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. So the sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places, it floods it. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us and is a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true nature. So, yeah, like I totally get that.
That's awesome.
And then I will read the fish as well. Because, like, again, I said scales and I was like, why are scales coming up like that? Okay, that's
It's
snake.
so funny.
It's like, again, like, I don't even know.
We shed those too.
Yeah. Okay. The fish is restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to the wariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace of the calm of the moon will soothe your soul. So when we're in balance, we're adaptable and we travel well. When we're out of balance, we are distracted, changes our mind
Mhm.
often. And to bring it to balance, set a small goal and accomplish it.
Yes.
I love that. I would definitely say all three messages, or I guess
Yeah.
4, because we have 2 cards. I feel like they all were very much on the same brand.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stay
change and
focused.
moving forward.
Everything is positive, but it can be used as a negative too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see. I don't think I have Raven in this book. Like now that I'm looking at it. But you
You
can
need
blame
a
Kim for
backup
that.
Raven.
But when I've done some research on Kim Kranz, and like when she was putting this book together, she's like, I could be doing this for every animal possible, right? But like it's
Absolutely, yeah.
so she just found like one to kind of like in terms of air spirits, some top ones. But I do have my animal spirit guide though, because Brittany and I were both thinking Raven.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Raven. Okay, when a
This
raven
is
shows up. Oh, it's
oh,
gorgeous.
yeah.
Look at that.
So far.
Esmeralda. Black.
That's amazing.
Okay, so when a raven shows up, magic is in
Yep.
the air and something special is about to happen.
Yes. Yep.
Pay
Ooh.
That's my
attention to
spirit animal.
dreams. Exactly. Pay attention to the dreams and visions, especially colorful and powerful ones, as these are indicative of prophecy. In any undertaking or any relationship, be very clear as to what your intentions are, because whatever they are, that's what will manifest.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna see here. If Raven is your power animal, as we suspect it is for you, you prefer solitude to the company of others. As you mature, your spiritual awareness expands, while simultaneously your capacity for manifesting your preferences and desires increase. You are a spiritual healer. When you're present, everyone around you can feel it. You must be vigilant about any personal shadows that interfere with your true mission and that try to take you off your path. You are able to communicate easily with animals. You carry yourself with a reserved air of confidence and strength, remaining alert to all that's occurring around you. You also know what to do, and when necessary, you do it quickly and decisively. You're a natural shapeshifter, able to subtly disguise yourself as the occasion calls for, even to the point of seeming invisible to others. I think that's so applicable because you're like many hats. You've got so many different titles. You fit every bracket.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
I
it. It's
love it.
fantastic. It suits you
So
very
it
well.
was in your book?
Yeah, it was in this other book, not in it was in
Okay,
my
Kim
Dr. Stephen Farmer, my animal spirit book there, my
Yep.
honky chunky man.
Like the Spirit Guide Bible.
Exactly. He's so
Right?
great. Yeah.
I
But
love
no,
that.
Kim did
Oh,
not have it in there. Poor Kim, but that's okay. She'll have to do a
that's okay.
volume
Her next edition, maybe.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
this has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for everything, for all this
Yeah.
time that you were able to share with us today. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
This has been exciting. Thank you,
This is-
ladies.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
then-
like this is definitely still like the start of our story together.
Yeah.
We're not ending anytime soon. There's still lots of chapters to
Oh.
go. So I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what's
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to
This
have
is
you
just
back
a
and
cover.
yeah. I think it'd be so great to have you back at some point and dive into some of like, your products and
Yeah.
your process and like again,
Yeah.
you're growing every day and I feel like we've got so much to
Absolutely.
learn from you as well as you are
Yeah.
a great teacher as we've already felt that today. So
Yeah,
so
thank you. I appreciate
Emajean,
that.
do you have what's going on in your world? Anything coming up
Oh,
for you?
yes.
Sales, specials? Tell us the things.
One thing I wanted to mention, do you guys listen to solfeggio?
What
No.
radio?
So no, solfeggio.
No.
So it's frequencies.
Oh,
Frequencies.
that's sweet.
So if you ever get to, I don't know if you've got you can Google it on, not Google it, YouTube,
Okay.
solfeggio. So it's SOLFEGGIO.
Okay.
Okay.
And then like 528 hertz is a great one. So you can do meditation, you can do deep healing, you can do so many things. And it goes up to 963. So there's different ones. And I usually listen to this all the time. So it's great for raising your vibrations.
Oh, I like that.
So
Yes.
you'll you'll have to start with a lower one before you get to the higher one. So your body gets used to it so that your vibrations can raise to that. So it's basically you take baby steps and work your way up. I think the lower one from that is 470 something. I can't remember, but yeah, start listening to that. You ladies are going to find a huge difference.
Oh, I'm
Sure.
excited.
So my
Definitely
market's
excited to try
coming
that.
up. I have markets coming up in actually this Saturday. I've got Drumheller on the 14th, and then next Saturday. So right now it's just been like Saturdays and Sundays coming up because the outdoor markets are closed, right? During the week.
Okay, so you do indoor
So-
markets in the winter time?
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Ah.
perfect.
So October, I've got like the 14th, the 21st, 28th, and Drumheller, Bowden, and Olds. So all my markets are actually posted on my website under,
Okay.
we're a couple of 2-day markets. Airdrie's coming up on the November 3rd and 4th. Those are
Amazing.
like the Christmas ones. Ditsbury, November 25th, Drumheller, December 2nd and December 9th. Olds, December 15th and 16th. Yeah, that's so
Wow.
far. For
So
here.
what is your website that we can share
So
with
it's
everybody?
elixirs by Emajean.com.
Perfect.
So elixirs with a Z.
Yeah. And I'll make
So
sure that
elixir-
that'll be in the show notes for all of our listeners to click and
Elixirs by Emajean.com. So www.elixirsbyemajean.com.
yeah.
And as we
then
know, we're friends on the Instagram.
on the
and
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Are we
Well,
on Facebook together? I can't remember.
I don't know if we're on Facebook, but we will be. I'll make sure of that today.
I'm on Facebook so
Mhm.
rarely that I feel bad that I'm like, I don't know.
'Cause we,
Maybe.
as basic banter, we don't have a page, but
No.
we will like our personal pages, we will contact
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
We
a
are
personal Facebook page and I've got a business Facebook
very
page
good.
too.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So I have
Okay.
actually it's Elixirs Emajean for my Facebook and then Emajean Wold for my personal one.
Cool.
Fantastic. Cool.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Very nice.
Oh, amazing. So thank you again so
Yeah,
much.
thank you
And
so
Jessica,
much.
where can everybody find us?
Well, you guys can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, Basic Banter for Witches. And you can email us at basicbanterforwitches@gmail.com.
Woo!
That's us. Whoop whoop.
That's
Thanks
it. That's
again.
us. So
Well,
don't go anywhere, Imogen. We have one more thing for you after we close,
Yeah, you
but
stay with
thanks
us.
again, guys, for coming
Yeah.
and seeing us one more week. And we
Thanks,
will
Britt.
talk to
Thanks,
you
Jess.
next
Yes.
time.
Yeah. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.